Hello and welcome to a new episode of Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. Today's episode, you know that my garage looked like this before, but now we also have this thing. And this is a built off-roader. This isn't like this, which is not exactly made for off-roading, even though it does have the FX Store package. It's not designed to do off-roading all the time. Whereas this is. And this is the old model. This is the 13 model year. And got a big V8 that's kind of rusted. This also has a big V8. This has a inline 4 V6, not inline 4. This has, you'd expect it to have an inline 4, but it has a supercharged V8. So there's that. And then what we're going to be doing is seeing how well this does. But we're going to be having to replace a lot of this engine. But I'm not going to be fully redoing the engine. I will be redoing the transmission so that it's able to go off-road easier. But that's pretty much it. I'm also going to be doing the suspension. The suspension is the main part. Because the suspension in this vehicle is completely shot. Don't even ask me why it's so rusted. Oh, it's probably so rusted because it's made out of steel, not aluminum. So let's just take those off. And then let's get that timing belt off. And that one too. And now let's take this cam gear and this cam gear off. Now we can take the camshaft off. And I'm only going to the engine head. I'm not replacing any of the pistons or the engine block. Because I think if we do this, it'll still be fine. Look at just how much carbon buildup is inside of that engine. Wow, it's a lot. Oh, and look at the camshaft. Yeah, it looks like there's some carbon deposits on that camshaft. Yep. Crankshaft, I mean. And let's take out this engine head. Next episode, what we're going to be doing is fixing up the suspension and seeing how much better it does off-road. So we're going to put this new engine head on. It looks so much better already. Because I think if you were to look at this, you wouldn't pay too much attention to the engine block if everything else is completely fine. But no, actually, if you were buying this used, you would look at everything. Not just see, oh yeah, the engine heads are fine. Yep, it's good. But also, this intake manifold does cover up a lot of bad stuff, the rust. Oh yeah, OCD. One good fuel rail that makes 4% more power, and then a fuel rail that's just normal. OCD goes crazy for people who have OCD right there. So, 2 camshafts I have that are performance. I actually need to buy some more too. So, tuning camshaft. Camshaft V8. Good. So now, let's just put in some of the spark plugs. I'm just using the normal spark plugs because I need to get rid of so many of my normal spark plugs. I have like 15 billion of these. And then fuel filter. The nice thing about doing so many cars is that you just have things just sitting around in your inventory. Now let's put on this cam gear. And this one, you're not going to see these cam gears, so it doesn't really matter if they're completely broken or whatever. Look. Exhaust manifold. I'm also going to be doing the exhaust. I wonder, does this have any catalytic converters? Yes, it does. So, my idea is that I don't want any catalytic converters. But I'm going to put some middle mufflers on it. And I'm going to replace the rest of the exhaust system. But besides that, really, that's it. And let's go over here, exhaust manifold. Oh, I do have some performance ones. Wait then, did those just fall into my inventory? Or was it editing magic? Yeah, it was just editing. As I'm not going to have any catalytic converters. Oh, yeah, that looks so much better. Completely different, too. Each cylinder has its own area where it goes down into a pipe. And like the old one was so much different, but this looks so much better. But anyway, as I was saying, it's going to send all of the exhaust out and not go anywhere. So now let's put on this timing belt. Hopefully this engine will start up after this. Hopefully the hopefully the pistons aren't, well, screwed. Okay, that's going to be a necessary thing. I'm going to replace the timing cover. There. Timing cover V8. There it is. Yeah, if you just glance at this engine, you'd think that it was a pretty good engine. Engine head cover D. Because if you like this engine cover, you gotta like the D. I'm also going to be using normal ignition coils. Been so long since I've used normal ignition coils. Oh yeah, and I only have performance throttle in my inventory. Okay, now we're gonna work on the timing. So water pump, and then water pump pulley. I don't have any good ones of those, so I'm just gonna go with this one. Idler roller, and then there's just a ton of idlers. But yeah. Now we are gonna put on this, and then I think that's gonna be it. Yep, that looks like it's it after this. But we also have that oil filter, which I'll probably just do later. Why did it just kick me out? It's odd. Idler roller A. I don't know, just want to say idler roller. Idler roller. Yeah. So that 10 times faster when you're drunk. Now let's see, moment of truth. That was anticlimactic. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put on the starter. So let's just move that thing into the dyno room. We're gonna move this thing over to the lifter. Okay, I'm gonna take off that door, and we're gonna take off this door. Then we're gonna take off some of this stuff and that. Wait, so the fender is part of the body. Oh, okay then. How's that the fender? So let's put on a new door. Now a hood. Let's go with this type of hood. Yep, I don't like that. Let's look at something different. You know, I like that one the most. We're gonna go with the normal hood. And the headlights. Now, what front bumper do we want? Okay, now that thing looks pretty good. Let's go with that. And let's put on that door. And then whatever. Oh, that adds a snorkel. That's cool. Front window. That in. Watch this. Okay, so right here's before and after. Definitely gonna have to send this to the paint shop, but you know, why not have doors? Yeah. Weight reduction, bro. Front exhaust pipes. And then I'm not gonna put a catalytic converter on because why would you? What if we do this like this? It's kind of weird, kind of not. And then, so that means that this would be a normal pipe. Well, that's the best I have for that. And then this would be a performance pipe. And then this would be a normal. Yeah, I guess that works. And then let's just add a catalytic converter because why would not? Just one of them. And now let's put on the starter. Now, this baby should roar into life. Alright, let's hear it. Oh, you know what I just realized? This doesn't have an oil pan. And there are no engine rod caps. So what that means is that this engine very well could have just shot the pistons out of the engine. So how did it start? That's the real question. And let's put this oil pan on. Although, I sort of see an issue here. The person who made this didn't exactly count for everything. But I mean, you gotta go with what you have. It's, yeah. This engine really is just shoved all the way down in this truck. You know, I wonder how much oil then. Yeah, nothing, because there wasn't even an oil pan. So there's obviously no oil. That should be good enough. So now let's put it in the dyno. I think the engine's going to do extremely poor. There's a catalytic converter missing from the car. Well, there's a catalytic converter missing from the car. Glitch. I actually sort of like the way this looks. I actually sort of like the way it is just black and then you're working on a car. Okay. So. Let's see what we get. We're obviously gonna have lost the power, but you know. Only slightly. Okay, you can obviously see the suspension is shot. How much power is it going to be sending? Okay, so that time I'm flooring it. Oof. Wow. Okay. Let's see if this thing has the same issue as the Ford F350 I have. Where it will detect something that you are hitting when you're not hitting it. Keep in mind, this doesn't have as much ground clearance as the F350. So this time I'm actually hitting something and it says you can't go over it. That's good. And then if I go somewhere like this, right? Yeah, we don't have much power, do we? Yeah, a custom gearbox is definitely going to help. But yeah, we haven't been scraping. Let's see if we can go over this. Yeah. What we need is a little bit extra ground clearance. And some new tires, new wheels, and new everything. Doesn't even have a passenger seat. So in conclusion, this thing sucks at the moment. But after you fix everything, give it a little bit extra ride height, it will be a great off-roader. So hopefully you liked this episode, and goodbye.